This is Interview Connections TV, the show for podcasters and great guests. I'm Jessica Rose, your host, and I'm committed to helping you deliver valuable, actionable content, grow your following, and build your business. And we have another awesome interview for you today with a great guest and a great podcaster, Jim Palmer, who happens to be my dad.
And a great dad.
And a great dad. And I actually, thanks to my dad, that's why I have interviewconnections.com today, is because I have been booking him on other podcasts as a great guest expert for about a year now, and that is what led me into this world of podcasting. And so he has taught me so much about how to be a great guest. I've learned so much of my tips that I teach to my coaching clients is from listening to his interviews. So first, Dad,
yes.
When you are interviewed, you take time out of your schedule. You charge a lot of money for your coaching clients, and then you do these interviews for free. Why do you do that, and why is it valuable to you to go on podcasts and give all this great content? How does it help you?
There's an expression, I believe it was Harvey Mackay, that said, dig your well before you're thirsty, which means even though you may have a very successful business now, you always want to be planting seeds to grow your business in the future. So you're always working on current revenue and future revenue. A lot of entrepreneurs focus on current revenue. They come and what do I got to do today, and then all of a sudden, especially if they're project related, these end, and then, okay, where's my next revenue? Then they go into acquisition mode, right. But you always need to be doing both. So having said that, I've discovered that podcasting and doing interviews, for your questions to me as an interviewee
right,
guest.
As a guest.
Right, is a great way to get your message out there. You know, if you think about it, when entrepreneurs start their business, they typically go out and maybe go to networking events, business card exchanges, and you're always growing your business one-to-one, sales calls, things like that. What's powerful about being a guest expert on podcasts is it gives you the opportunity to go one-to-many. So whether you're on a podcast that's fairly new, maybe there's 10, 100 downloads, or you're on something where there's 500,000 downloads, it doesn't matter. You're always looking to connect with the people who are that you're meant to connect with.
Right.
And so being a guest expert is a great way to get you and your brand and your knowledge and your information out to people who may be good clients down the road.
Great. And I know that we have a lot of people watching who are hosts of their own podcasts or have an internet radio show and are working to create this additional platform for their business as a host who wants to interview people. So as a guest, someone who's been interviewed a lot, what tips do you have for podcasters on how to host great interviews that aren't just cut and dry, question and answer, run in the mill? Like, what can a podcaster do to really stand out as a great host?
I've learned, because I started doing videos 5 years ago, and I've done podcasts for now 2 years. About 6 months into doing videos, there's a little voice in my head that said, just be yourself. Stop trying to be Mr. Professional, buttoned up businessman, I'm very smart, listen to me type thing. And I just started being myself, and that's when I started resonating with people. And so when I'm doing my interviews, I even tell people when they come on, when I'm interviewing them, I say, I want to have a conversation with you. We've got a list of questions we may get into, but I don't want to ask the question, you give me an answer, and blah, blah, blah. So I want it to be a conversation as if we're sitting at a Starbucks or someplace else, and other people that are listening by way of the podcast are able to just overhear our conversation. So I want to make it very conversational. People enjoy listening to conversations.
Right.
Some people, it's almost like eavesdropping on a good, like if you're sitting at an event like this and you and I are talking really cool business stuff and somebody's over there, their ears going, ooh, that's pretty good stuff. That's what a very good interview is like. So conversational is really key.
And I think, just our whole point of being authentic, that's something that I really enjoy. We're actually at the Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle Super Conference. And one of the things I've learned so much from my dad, who has learned so much from Dan Kennedy and Lee Miltier, who are here, is just to be authentic and just to be yourself. And I think a lot of podcasters are trying too much to be like John Lee Dumas or trying too much to be like Pat Flynn. They are themselves. You have to be yourself, be authentic, have your own show where you have your own style, because it's going to come across, you're going to be so much more successful, and people are going to really enjoy listening to you, and they're going to really stick to your show. Like glue, which happens to be the title of one of your books.
Oh my God, what a great book title. But your point is a great one, Jess, because whether you're the interviewer and you want to be conversational, I always tell people, when you get on and do a podcast, most of them are recorded, right? So we have a little back and forth for a few minutes, and I tell people, I want to do whatever I can to deliver great value, but my normal style is to be conversational. I tell stories, and I want you to interrupt me and interact with me, and they go, oh great, that's the way we like to go. So it's really good to pre-frame it a little bit before you jump on board, and I tell people, you know, I like to laugh, I like to have a good time, but I want to share some good information, and I think that's when you sometimes hosts get, if the hosts feel like they're interviewing a celebrity or somebody who's really important, they have a certain, perhaps a level of apprehension. So another good tip as a guest is to put your host at ease, okay? So let them know, hey, just ask me anything you want. I know there's some standard questions I usually get asked, but you can ask me anything, nothing's off limits, and kind of puts people at ease.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure, honey.
I'm glad I could fit this into your busy schedule here. Remember, and well, how can people learn more about you? And if they want to schedule an interview with you, who do they have to go through to do that?
Who do they have to go through to do that? Well, all my interviews are done through interviewconnections.com, which is an amazing company founded by my daughter Jessica. And it's, you know, so when people contact me, they can go to thenewsletterguru.com. That's kind of my home base. I got many websites for the various books and products, but thenewsletterguru.com. And if you request an interview, that's going to go right to Jessica. She'll be in contact with you. She's got control of my schedule calendar, so I just open up the day and say, here's where I'm going to be, and I'll show up and do a great interview. But thenewsletterguru.com if you want to learn more about me, and interviewconnections.com if you want to interview me for your show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
My
Remember,
pleasure.
I am Jessica Rhodes, founder of interviewconnections.com, and I am committed to helping you deliver more valuable, actionable content, build your following, and grow your business. See you next time, everyone.